Hey everyone, Connie here with three big announcements. I actually recorded this in two videos before, but I'm choosing to re-record everything, because I feel this is at this point kind of important, and I feel like I want to just get everything out in one go, um, and do this in the most streamlined way possible. So first off, you may have noticed there was no live stream or videos yesterday. And the reason was simple. I was hanging out with a friend. Now, initially, he was going to come over anyways to bring me this. It's a new tripod for my camera. It's a lot higher quality than my old one, and it extends a lot longer. The only difference is, unlike my old one, which you can see here, which is a plastic one I got off of Amazon, the old one has this swivel so you can move the camera around a bit when like filming or doing photos or whatnot. The new one doesn't have that, unfortunately. So I kind of feel like the old one, or the new one would be better for photos. The new one would be better for video. Either way, he was originally just going to come to drop that off, but he kind of brought up the idea last minute. It's like, oh, do you want to hang out today? I could also like maybe teach you how to drive a little bit, and it's like, yeah, I mean, I guess so. And it's like, it was very last minute. I almost wanted to say no, but I really like spending time with people and hanging out. And plus, learning to drive and all sounded really interesting. Because, I mean, I'm 26, and I've never learned. I've never been taught. I've never been able to take classes or whatnot. I mean, just taking classes and all for driver's training is like almost $500 on average. So it's ridiculous. At least here. I don't know what it's like in other places, but seriously. So he just brought me to a empty parking lot, and we practiced a bit. But the point is, so I spent the day with him. I introduced him to My Hero Academia and stuff, and we had a good time. It was fun. But because of it, I wasn't able to do the live stream, and I wasn't able to record any videos. So, that being said, the next thing I want to go over is that that means today I will be recording what I missed yesterday, and as for today's stuff. Now, that is excluding something. And that's my next big part of this announcement, my next big thing I wanted to talk about. And something I really have a hard time, like, saying, you could put it. I'm dropping Middle Manager Tonegawa from the reaction schedule. And let me say right off the bat, it's not because I don't like the show. I love the show. It's fantastic, it's funny, it's really clever, and well written. The problem here lies with, is it really good for reactions? And I've been pondering that for like just about a week now, and I've come to the conclusion I don't really think it is. I've come to the conclusion that with its pseudo-episodic nature, Middle Manager Tonegawa is kind of one of those shows that would be better to watch on my own time. I prefer, in terms of reacting to shows, I prefer the ones that are a lot more story-based and have an ongoing narrative, because I feel they lend themselves better to reactions. That way you're kind of building off of what happened last week and how it connects to this week and stuff. And a pseudo-episodic show like Tonegawa does some of that. Like, it has an ongoing narrative, but at the same time, each episode is kind of its own thing as well. That's why I say pseudo-episodic. You could watch an episode just randomly in there and not really be that lost. But with a show like Steins Gate Zero, for example, no, that you could not do that. You would need to see all of Steins Gate Zero. You can't just watch an episode randomly in the middle and be fine. And I just feel like Tonegawa right now is my only show on the channel that is in that style. Everything else is story-based. Ongoing narrative-based. And it's just like, the only reason I was continuing to react to it anyways is because I was enjoying it. And the only reason I even started reacting to it is because of its connection to Kaiji, which is another series I love. Kaiji was a great show, and with Tonegawa being a spin-off of that, it's like, yeah, of course I want to check this out and react to it. And then again, I kept reacting to it because I was just enjoying it. And there has to be other factors into why I react to shows than that. And one of those factors has to be how well I think it works for reactions. Now, I've said it before, I'll say it again. No show on this channel is guaranteed for me to finish, for me to even get far into reacting to. All shows that I react to, there is a possibility of me dropping it. And it can be dropped in the first couple episodes, 5, 10, however many it takes. Now, usually, if it gets past the halfway point with the episodes, it's usually good at that point. If I get past the halfway point in reacting to a show, like if it's a 12 episode season and I get past like episode 6, 7, then yeah, I'm most likely gonna finish it. But in this case, it's just like, yeah, it's like I wouldn't mind reacting to it more, but it's like I have to make a sacrifice here. Because my schedule, it's like I'm putting out a video pretty much every day. I have a different reaction pretty much every... In fact, I have a different reaction scheduled for every single day. It's just the only reason I don't put them out necessarily every single day is because stuff happens. But I have too much stuff again, and I always do that. And you guys have told me in the past, like, I don't need to react to everything. I can watch stuff on my own time. And it's like, I'm taking that advice here. I know it wasn't like my most popular series, but for those of you who did enjoy my reactions to it, I do apologize. But it's something I feel I need to do here. That will bring it down to almost just one reaction every day, except for Saturday, which still has both My Hero and MLP at the moment. But My Hero almost never ends up actually being on Saturdays these days. And that gets into my next big announcement and my final one. I have something going on this Saturday again. As you know, this past Saturday, I had the cosplay beach party, which was awesome. I loved it. You guys, I'm sure, at least a good portion of you have seen my cosplay music video for that. If you haven't, it's on the channel. Please check it out. It was an awesome time, and I really enjoyed making the video. But yeah, this is another week I'm going to be gone. And the reason for this is different and kind of a little more important. While I loved going to the beach party, while I love going to like conventions and stuff, those are important in a way where they're good for my mental health and good for just keeping me kind of in check with my just various mental illnesses, my depression, my anxiety, stuff like that. And I wouldn't give that up for the world. But this is important in a much different way, because what this event is this Saturday, it's called Transgender Pride in the Park. It is a Michigan Pride event that's run by the person who created the Transgender Michigan Pride group. I've never been to a Pride event before. No matter at what time, whether it was after I came out as asexual, as pan, as trans, I have never been to a Pride event. And I feel like it's something I need to do. Not just because I am trans and pan and everything, but it's something I need to do for my own sake, because all the time I'm constantly in like situations in real life where I'm around people who will often either put me down or refuse to acknowledge me. The people at my church are a big example of this. They are extremely transphobic, extremely homophobic. I'm not allowed to go by my by my real name there. I'm not allowed to go by my real pronouns there. And it's disgusting. Even just, I was there last night with my friend while we were hanging out. We went there for a thing they were doing there. And I heard the pastor talking to another guy, and they were talking about the entire Planet Fitness scandal, and they referred to it as there was a man walking around naked in the women's locker room, and that's disgusting and horrible because that's not true. There was a woman walking around naked in the women's locker room, and some other woman was being a bigoted asshole about it. But I'm not going to get into all of that. The point is, I'm constantly around people from my church, my family, even my father especially, who are just so horrible about that stuff. And it's like, yes, I do have a good amount of friends who are good about that stuff, but I don't unfortunately get to hang around them too often. Like, the ones I know who are like that I get to hang around the most with are my friends from D&D nights. Especially the Dungeon Master, who's really accepting and awesome about this kind of stuff. I mean, his kind of thing, he runs like this tabletop, mostly centering around D&D stuff, and he even has like this OD&D thing. It's basically original D&D rules and stuff, and he says like it's like OD&D for all, and he's very inclusive. He changed his icon and all for Pride and all, and it's awesome. It's awesome. But it's like, that's pretty much the most often I get to hang around with someone who's really affirming of my identity. I mean, and that's like, for the summer, it's been every other week, but it varies, and we're not even going to be doing D&D again until probably early September, which is about a month, and that doesn't seem like a lot, but the days pass by really slowly. And it's like, there are other people again, but it's like, it's really rare and everything. And so getting to go to an event like this, it'll just be so affirming and so just positive in my life right now. It'll help so much. You have no idea. Yeah. So it's something I have to go to, and I was lucky enough to find a ride, which is the reason I am going. I wasn't even sure the past few days, heck, the past few weeks. I've been wanting to go to it since I was initially invited, and I just haven't been able to get a ride. Because it's like, I can't ask my father. He won't take me because he's a bigot. I doubt my mother would be able to, especially since this park that it's going to is a bit away, so there's just so many issues, you know? But either way, so I'm going to that, and just as another note, the weekend after, next weekend, I'm also going to be gone on Saturday because I'm going to, my friend is doing his tabletop night that he does every month. So I'm going to be there as well. So yeah, Saturdays for now are just kind of off. But MLP's been releasing episodes in Australia early, so luckily like this week's episode is already out. I can react to it and then just have it set up to upload on Saturday. Which I'll most likely do. And then hopefully they'll do that again next week, so it'll just all work out. My Hero will still have to wait, but that's kind of been like that for a little bit anyway, so it's not too huge. I hope you guys can be okay with it. But yeah, so those are the announcements I wanted to make. All about why there was no videos and live streamed and all yesterday. Tonegawa is unfortunately being dropped from the reaction schedule, but I will still be watching it on my own time whenever I don't procrastinate, because I tend to procrastinate on watching anime on my own time for some reason. But I will get to it in my own time. And on top of that, this Saturday I will be gone. So I won't be able to record anything on Saturday. MLP should hopefully still be up because I'll be able to pre-record it. My Hero will have to wait. But yeah, that's the big stuff I wanted to discuss with this update, and I do apologize for not getting this up sooner and all, but it's just kind of like I didn't even know about this Saturday until just last night, late last night, because it's like, no, again, I had been posting for weeks, like on the event page. It's like, oh, I would need a ride. Would somebody be able to provide a ride from this area? and no one was responding. Then just randomly last night, someone responded, and she was like, "I live right in the area," and it's like, "Message me," and it's like, I messaged her, we talked about it, and yeah, she lives really close, like pretty darn close. um, but she said, yeah, she'll be able to help, and so yeah, cool, I'll be able to go. Um, so yeah, I'm really excited about that. Uh, but either way, yeah, that was the big reason I didn't post this earlier. And then the Tonegawa thing, I just kind of I kind of fully accepted this morning. I wasn't really sure if I was going to drop it yet, but like I said, I've been thinking about it for just about a week now, and it's I feel I'm making the right decision here. And then yeah, just the other stuff with having been gone yesterday. That's something that just kind of came up, so I apologize for that as well. But yeah, so I hope you all understand. The other stuff is still coming today, though. Steins Gate Zero from yesterday is still going to come, and Voltron for today will be. I'm going to work on recording them, but as you all know, I do things on Thursday nights, so I will be leaving at some point, and because of that, I do have a limited time, so if I can't actually get everything uploaded beforehand, I'll finish uploading when I get back. But I should be able to easily record everything before. Which I think kind of happened last week, too. I got everything recorded before, but had to upload after I got home. Which is fine, which, I mean, it's okay. As long as it's recorded, I think that's the big, important part. Right? So, thank you all so much for understanding, and for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See you all next time.